2022 has been an unforgiving year for crypto. Trillions wiped off the market in a matter of days, investors losing billions after the Terra Foundation collapse, and of course, we can't forget scams. Hackers and scammers have already robbed investors of more than $2 billion with 4 months left before the year ends. Keep watching this video as we tell you about some of the biggest and boldest scores of 2022. First up, a good scam. Now, this isn't exactly a scam or anything, but it still involves a crazy sum of money. When Russia first invaded Ukraine, the government set up a crypto donation fund for the country. Investors from anywhere in the world could send crypto to help the Ukrainian people during times of distress. But the fund just blew up. We don't even think the government expected it would become so huge. They received so many donations in such little time, with one investor sending nearly $5.5 million worth of DOT to the country. After receiving a lot of donations, the government decided to give back by announcing an airdrop to anyone who donated via the Ethereum network. Now, we all know what FOMO and greed can do to the market. When the news first broke, almost 60,000 transactions were made on the Ethereum blockchain to Ukraine in less than 2 days. But how is that a bad thing? Well, investors wanted to get in on that airdrop, and since you can only do that by sending via Ethereum, they started to transfer tiny amounts only to get a reward. Guess what they did when Ukraine finally figured out what was going on? They pulled the rug. They canceled the airdrop, kept all the donations, and thanked people for sending money. Now, to be fair, investors did sort of try to take advantage of the situation. Imagine having to send someone an airdrop worth $10 because they donated 0.5 to become eligible for it. Makes no sense, right? It still comes under a rug pull though, and while the intentions weren't bad, there was a lot of public backlash calling the whole thing nothing but a massive scam. Next, $615 million in one go. Did you know Axie Infinity didn't even notice that $615 million had been stolen off their Ronin network? The play-to-earn game, Axie Infinity, is owned by Sky Mavis. Now, Sky Mavis runs their entire network, including the game, on the Ronin network. It's basically a sidechain on Ethereum to make things run much smoother. But back in December 2021, Sky Mavis made some temporary changes to their network, significantly lowering the security protocols. The changes were supposed to be reverted, but either someone forgot or the company just got lazy and did nothing about it. Fast forward to 2022, and some hackers discovered an exploit on the Ronin network. In just one go, the hackers were able to wipe out $615 million of liquidity from the blockchain. And the worst part? Sky Mavis didn't even notice. It only came to their attention when a user tried to withdraw some money from their game, but the blockchain had no liquidity. This is easily one of the biggest scams of the entire year. And while the company has already raised $125 million to recover the damages, it's still a long way from $615 million. The US government suspects a group of hackers from North Korea carried out the scam. In fact, did you know the majority of large-scale crypto hacks are done out of North Korea? Rumor has it their government is a part of the whole thing and takes a cut of the money. And now for $11,799,900% return. This isn't just a crypto scam. Believe it or not, this is a scam within a scam. So who's behind the charitable token giving almost 12 million% return? 20-year-old Hanad Hassan. He started a project with 50 pounds and cashed out a massive life-changing 5 million pounds. This kid didn't just scam investors, he also ended up scamming one of the biggest news broadcasting companies in the world, BBC. A few months back, BBC ran an article on Hassan and how he turned just 50 pounds into almost 5.5 million. But apparently it seemed like they loved his rags to riches story so much that they didn't even bother doing their homework. The internet was full of people who claimed Hassan scammed them after launching a project and then shutting it down a few months later, running away with all the investment. He called it Orfano and pledged to put aside 3% of all investment to be donated to charitable projects. And we gotta hand it to him, he made everything look really legit. But at the same time, this is a huge red flag. It's one of the most common identifiers of a rug pull. It lures investors by making them feel like they're giving back to society as well. When the cap of this token touched 5.5 million pounds, he shut down the project and took all the money for himself. Now this is where the real scam starts. Keep in mind, this 20-year-old scammer has already stolen 5.5 million pounds in the name of charity. But then he goes ahead and launches Orfano X, another charitable token project. That's not all. He does the same thing all over again and then runs away with the money. And during all this, BBC can't get enough of running his story. Not only did this kid scam investors, but he also ended up scamming the BBC. And this is why we called it a scam within a scam. Up next, too many red flags. If you're new to crypto and trying to steer clear of scams, here's a rule that will help you go a long way. If it seems too good to be true, it isn't true. If a project promises a 10 million times return on your investment, please don't fall for it. That's one of the biggest red flags you could ever come across. But the Days of Defeat token, a project which promised investors a 10 million time increase on their investment, followed by a 1 million time increase in June 2023, scammed investors of $1.35 million. Honestly, how could you even invest in something that promises such a high return? Anything above 200% has us feeling so skeptical, and we're frequent users of PancakeSwap. And to cash out $1.35 million, you'd only need to invest 13 cents, since they're offering a $10 million increase on your investment. The developers promised that they would never redeem the pool of funds, but they broke that promise and rug pulled the entire project, causing the token price to fall by 96%. Well, at least they named it properly. For everyone that invested and lost money, they truly were your days of defeat. Let's talk about Phantom and Slope. In case you don't know what Phantom and Slope are, they're crypto wallets that function on the Solana network. And even though Solana is labeled as the Ethereum killer, the devs need to do a lot of work in terms of security. Just a couple of months ago, the entire Solana network was compromised as thousands of wallets were wiped clean of $8 million. Instead of doing anything about it, Phantom, Slope, and Solana in general just asked users to switch to cold wallets while they tried to figure out the problem. At least Sky Mavis is raising money to help the network recover, and they've lost over $600 million. The Solana network only lost users $8 million, and if they can't even recover that much, then sorry to say, this project does not deserve to be called the Ethereum killer. There's also some crazy word going around that this might have been an inside job, since the hackers had access to private keys and transactions were all signed legitimately. The team at Solana is investigating the hack, but we think it would be much better if they raised money to help users recover the loss and spent some time working on their security. Finally, NFT ransom. Seth Green is probably the only person who lost his NFT and then had to buy it back for twice the price. Earlier this month, he fell for a phishing scam and lost his entire NFT collection worth more than $500,000. He lost Bored Ape number 8398 and 2 of his mutant apes, another valuable project by BAYC. What sucks even more is that Seth has been working on a comedic series called White Horse Tavern, and guess who the main character was? Bored Ape number 8398. But since he no longer owned the NFT, he couldn't make a show on the character either because he didn't have the rights anymore. We're guessing that's why he was willing to spend double the price to buy it back for almost $300,000. Thank goodness he had the money, because if he didn't, he would have lost his show too. That's it from our side, folks. So what do you think? What was the biggest scam of 2022? And did we forget to include a major crypto heist in our video? Let us know in the comments below. Remember, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more exciting and interesting content in the future. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.